The Daily Talk Show, episode 402.
Ryan John in the middle.
Yeah, thank you.
Ryan John.
Congratulations on 400, by the way.
Thanks,
thank
buddy.
you.
It's been a fucking good day. Mason's wearing a fresh outfit that he bought with his mummy.
You are looking good, Mace. Thanks,
and
mate.
we got you in the building. Plus, we also had a bit of activity happen today on our Instagram. Check it out. There was a emergency exit, emergency escape, emergency
Involving multiple firefighters.
Yeah, that's all we'll say.
Police.
That's all we'll say.
I just wanted to talk about Mr. 97's clothing for just a moment.
Mate, I said to him when he got here, I said, "Oh, nice jeans," because the kid's worn the same coloured pair of jeans. I mean, I never give you compliments on your fashion, Josh, because you wear the exact same outfit. So really,
You only have to do it once. You did it the first time,
Yep.
and then I don't need another compliment.
yeah, but baby, jeez.
Yeah, it's very nice. So, but the thing I found interesting was, I don't know if you're like this, Ryan, but Mr. 97 has shopped all at one shop.
Yeah, I'd do that.
Yeah,
Be efficient. Yeah. Especially when you get clothes like that. Look at how it fits his body.
it does. He's got a good rig, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He's almost a country road model, but it's definitely from Kmart. So he's a Kmart model.
He won't have that because he knows he got it from industry. And
Industry's not cheap
He
either.
keeps talking about industry.
He's an industry kind of guy. I mean, I will have you know that it is it's as good as Cotton On these days. It's maybe
Is
one
Cotton
step
On
up from
good?
Cotton.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Cotton On's like fast fashion. It's cheap. I mean,
Gets the job done.
Fast fashion.
I'm wearing it.
Fast food. I mean, these things aren't that bad. I think they get a bad rap, don't you think?
You criticise McDonald's, but you know you eat it. I'm wearing a Cotton On jumper right now.
But, I mean, TJ, you did a brand. I was chucking out receipts the other day, like General Pants, $280 or something.
You saw that?
Yeah,
You chucked that out?
Well, I was like, is Tommy going to need it? I'm like, you know what? If that fucking guy's got some sort of scheme going on where that's tax deductible, as I
you
I
can't-
It
checked
definitely
it.
would be. You guys are on camera.
It used to be.
Uniform.
We've got an accountant in the fucking building, mate. He's got an accountant's degree.
Thank you.
So
Is that what it's called?
With
An
honours.
accountant's degree?
accounting degree.
Yeah. What's
Counting.
green accounting? You can call it whatever you want.
You've got. I didn't even think about. This is how fucking naive I am. I thought to be an accountant, it was like a PT. It's like a fucking 6-week course, and you're an accountant.
No.
It's like a full blown.
Well, it's a degree, and then once you finish your 3 or 4 year degree, you have to do your CPA or CA stuff after.
I've got no idea.
Yeah.
See, and you're talking about honours. When you said honours, I'm like, I didn't know you could do
Honours
honours from a
at
6 week.
But maybe it's the disrespect you have for accountants because there's been so many shit
A lot of
ones.
them are so fucking dumb, given that they've gone through so much education.
Wow, what's happened to you? Why are you all off accountants?
Oh no, I like accountants, but I just think they're just from a communication point of view, but also just like, I think it comes down to communication. Their ability to talk about complex things in a clear way. That's not their shtick. For
That's
a
why
lot
I
of
got hired. I was hired at a big firm when I finished at uni, and I was very aware that everyone else was a lot smarter than me. And I said to them after I got the job, because they hired about 20 graduates, and I said, just a quick question, why'd you hire me? Because everyone was big fancy high school into Melbourne Uni, and I was, pot smoking art school into Swinburne. And they just went, because you can actually talk to the clients and explain these complex things in their language.
It's just a couple of buckets.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
why Barefoot is, connected with all the gronks.
Yeah.
Yesterday, we were interrupted during the show. We had Jace Hawkins on and the doorbell went off. Surprise to us, we got a lovely bunch of flowers from Gemma Watts. Can you pass over these? 3D deal?
Our first ever flowers.
That's nice. Have a look at that.
Oh, look at this.
Oh.
Give them a sniff.
Maybe that's why I feel like I've got a cold today, fever. So much pollen in the studio.
I mean, all I do is go straight to the website to see how much these cost.
Big
And wowee!
How much
Did
did they cost?
you really
Gemma
go?
Watts, you absolute stud.
I didn't check. I just assumed they're beautiful flowers.
Dailyblooms.com.au.
Yeah,
so-
great brand integration.
Josh, you got an email. Or you got a text message from Gemma.
Oh yeah.
What did it say?
Oh no. Well, we'll just. I think I must have said thank you or something like that. It was in the IG DMs.
I assumed the flowers were for me from Gemma for saying thanks for letting me wear your jacket.
Oh, that could be it.
Because I noticed in your hype reel for 400 shows that my jacket made more appearances than I did. And I didn't appreciate that.
What did Gemma say?
I'm just trying to think.
You haven't got it
Wait,
up.
No. Well, I just had a moment of like, fuck, Ryan. I put Ryan in the video. Did I put you in the highlights?
Yeah, he was
video?
in the video.
Yeah, good.
Not enough.
Well, no, it was slightly
Jacket
stressful
was.
trying to fucking remember everyone. No, you were in it as well.
I better have been.
You were fucking in the video.
We tagged you anyway.
Yeah.
JJ
you
gets
for likes, but not for the actual face.
I asked you to fucking pull this up before. This is absolutely
Here
pathetic.
we go. This is. We chat a lot. She says boys never get flowers, and it doesn't seem fair.
There's one problem, Gemma. You sent some beautiful flowers to a bunch of gronks that are in an office with no vase.
Yeah.
So what do we do? What are we going to put these in?
My glass.
I mean, yeah, there is.
They're too big. If this was a smaller bunch.
And I walk. I walk to work. So you're currently putting the glass.
We actually do have. We've been working with Barefoot Invest, and we have the buckets that we've been using as props. Dill, can you grab that fucking yellow bucket over there?
Which one?
Yeah,
There's 40 in the corner. We've got 40 buckets.
Yeah, I'll grab it.
I mean, Gemma, don't be offended that we are using a bucket because it's a gronk move. And
Wait, do we need to then put? I see the amount. I see the
I'm so
amount of work.
bothered.
Tommy, he's got the bucket for you.
The bucket.
The bucket. Sorry, I
I was
see.
going to sit here for the whole hour.
I see the work that Bree puts into when we get flowers. She like puts them in the kitchen and she cuts shit up and she separates them all and she puts them
It's
in.
a lot of hard work.
There's so much involved.
Maybe I'll just leave them in there.
It actually works quite well, doesn't it?
We're so thankful.
No, it's
No, seriously, this is. I mean, this can go up on the shelf over here.
okay. Yeah, I think it's
Still.
Oh, geez, they really. I can actually see the pollen now. Now my asthma's set off. Oh,
Yeah.
we won't mention that.
But yeah, thank you, Gemma Watts. We appreciate it. We very
The buckets
much
have
appreciate
fallen
it.
over.
Yeah.
But the
Nice.
flowers,
Yeah.
the flowers are fine.
Yeah.
No, we were just talking about the General Pants, and so you did a big shop at General Pants.
Well, I bought some jeans that, mate, I spent $400 on a pair of jeans when I was 19. Barefoot would have been ropeable.
How much were you earning back then?
Not enough.
Yeah.
Somehow I had $400.
He also had a red BMW,
It wasn't a red
sorry.
BMW.
a BMW with red leather seats.
Yeah, mate, get that right.
And I just always imagine.
Never buy a red BMW, but I buy
What did
one
it cost?
red
Do you remember
leather.
what it cost? The actual
30,
car?
31.
It's not how much it actually costs though. Once you do the whole,
yeah. No, it
you do
doesn't
the
cost
math.
that.
and
Not
that's the thing.
finance, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a stupid purchase. But yeah, so the General Pants stuff, I bought jeans back in the day. I used to spend more money on jeans. They'd last me longer. I've been buying shitty jeans and they just rip in the crotch.
These are Levi's, the ones that you looked at mine just then. But
Yeah.
I've got Levi jeans. This shouldn't be happening.
I mean, it's you then. Because the jeans I've brought, that I bought, don't interrupt me.
No, well, I feel like that's one.
I
that
never say brought.
You just did.
You just did though.
No.
You just did.
I will always correct myself and I won't finish with brought.
Okay.
Because
Because
it's
you've
two
been
different.
brought up well.
No,
Because it was brought up
definitely.
well.
Yeah.
No, I won't say brought. I'll always correct myself, but I will fuck it up. Performance. I was at a show. It was a pole dancing show. No, it sounds bad.
Yeah.
It was it was an end of year pole performance. It still sounds bad. It was
Whose was it?
it
In all seriousness, who was it?
like a huge venue in Sheffield. It still sounds bad. It was at a theatre. It still
Yeah.
sounds bad. It was a local pole school that put on this big event, and we'd done we'd done a stunt with them on air. I knew the girl who owned it, Steph, and she invited us, and there was 300 people. I got put up on stage. It was like, like family and shit were there. It was
Because it's an exercise thing now, right?
it is an exercise thing. Yeah, don't degrade the pole divas, Anyway, I went to that. Where was I going with that? Can't remember. Oh, and the host of
You're
it.
explaining why you said
no.
brought instead of brought.
The MC of it. Oh, she said performance 40 times. It was like she doubled down on it. It was like, I know I fucked it. I'm going to make it known that I fucked it. Performance.
So jeans wise,
Clap it in for the performance. It was that. So anyway.
it's like the not acceptable from Super Nanny. It's not acceptable. Do you remember the Super Nanny? Do you
You're
remember
doing
that show?
accents now. The show's changed since I was on here last.
Right, there's been a lot of accents. I don't know if you
Yeah.
heard Ryan Seacrest joined us the other day. But,
He did not.
I
He
missed
did not.
that.
No, he did not. And you will never hear it again.
it's Ryan Seacrest here.
Don't do that
Rainsy
again.
Crash.
Can you bring his mic down?
I don't want him touching
Can you
the
actually
mixer.
do that?
Yeah. He could if he wanted to, but
Yeah, can you just shut him
number
off?
one, yeah,
Just
you
shut
know
him
what
off for a
you
minute.
shouldn't
Just
have
shut
to-
it right
you
now. Go,
shouldn't
shut
have
him,
to
shut him,
once-
shut him. He's gone. This is brilliant.
Yeah.
So, Ryan, how are you, dude? Thanks for coming
It's
in,
great
mate.
to be here. And can I say, as someone who used to panel a radio show, being able to drop someone's mic is one of the great power moves you can ever do.
This is the last time.
Yeah, this is brilliant.
I had my. This is why I need my iPad. My iPad. I can control the mixer.
Yeah, mate.
Anyway, but the General Pants thing. General Pants is not a brand, as in it's not its own clothing brand, or it is.
Yeah, I couldn't answer that question.
I don't think so.
Were you jeans from General? Were they General Pants jeans?
No.
Okay.
Levi's. Like, no, that's a good question.
Yeah.
I think they just sell like all the stuff, Vans, nudie, all that shit.
I think it's hard being in a bit. Don't you reckon it's hard being a business where you're selling someone else's shit?
You're a middleman for brands.
Isn't that what retail is?
Yeah, unless you're like the Apple store.
Yeah.
Apple. What are some of the other like Skechers? They do their own shop.
Do they? But they also probably stock in a bunch of other places.
Yeah, no, but that's fine. Like it'd be hard being Foot
Yeah,
Locker.
the business.
Yeah.
Like I went
Foot
to.
Locker's just probably making money off the spray that like keeps your shoes
Oh,
dry.
I buy them every time and never used it once.
Yeah.
What,
And
Scotch Guard? Is
Yeah.
that it? Is that what you're talking
Are you
about?
buying those shoes? You need this $40 can of
Yeah.
spray to save them. Cool. Chuck
Yeah.
it in the laundry, never saw it again.
I mean, you go to somewhere like Myer and you see the struggle that they have. Half the fucking counters, it's like you're at the airport going through customs and there's 70 counters that aren't open.
And no one's paying full price. Like you go to Myer because there's an Oz bargain special at the moment.
Yeah.
And so you're there.
Is there
Then-
actually?
Yeah. Well, I don't. There's always specials, but the or like price matching or whatever. But I feel like staff spending half their time looking at the back to see if they've got stock or it just upset. Like whenever
Someone told me you can bargain at Myer.
yeah, you can bargain anywhere.
You always ask for a discount.
Yeah.
Why not?
Especially when I was a kid, I just remember saying to the JB Hi-Fi people, just like, "Hey, I need what's the best price you can do? I can get a really good price on it." And then I'll say, "Now, can you print that quote out?" And like, "No, you're just going to go to a competitor and go, no, I just need to like, I'm 14, I need to get my mum and dad, like I need to show my mum and dad so they'll believe me." And they're like, "We never do this." But it's like, okay, we can see what you're doing. You know, you need to show your mum and dad. So they'd print it out and fucking go straight to Harvey Norman.
Beat just by
Like, yeah,
10%.
exactly. And I'd feel you could work them off each other so many times, like back and forth. I remember my first
Did you
TV.
end up buying anything, or was this just
Yeah,
something
but
to
the
do?
thing is, I can't believe I spent $3,300 on my first TV.
What? Please don't tell me it was a rear projection.
No. It was a
Rear
plasma. It was a plasma. So I
Okay.
would have been like 21, but it was sort of, and I think the whole debate at that time was like 720p versus full HD, and I spent like the money getting full HD, but then I was watching web videos on it that were like fucking look like it was shot
So
on a
you
potato.
spent thousands of dollars as a teenager with a TV, and you bought a BMW with red leather seats.
Yeah, mate, listen.
And now you guys work with the Barefoot Investor.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got our fucking smile and split. The thing is, I say that I'm all into the barefoot stuff and I do the barefoot stuff. I've got the cards, but the actual, to be honest, I mainly use general expenses for like things. I don't know where they sort of sit. Probably.
You're a bit loose. I think Josh and I counting on this working and being very lucrative. Because it's our minds. Like I think, I look at how, your partner, your fiance, fucking clap that in.
Yeah.
He's engaged since last time. Jeez. Fiance.
Also, Tommy saying a French word. Is it fiance French?
She's got a job.
No, that was deserved. There's no.
What my point is, she's not running her own business, and I think running your own business comes with different challenges, and you get different luxuries. One of them being you can run your own show, but also the other thing is the finance stuff, right? Like we're tipping every dollar into our business,
Or paying off the plasma TV. I'm nearly there.
banking on it doing really, really, really well.
Yeah.
Which is counter to Barefoot and what Barefoot's about for a lot of people that are working, are on lowish incomes, that can still optimize their money to make them successful and have enough, like to have a good life. And so we're kind of playing against that at this moment.
I reckon he'd probably still argue though that like you can still save money and
Oh,
shit
we're
like
not
that.
loose.
mate.
We don't have
Yeah.
one bank account, if that's
Yeah.
what you're saying.
Yeah.
We've got two.
I need to reread The Barefoot Investor now that I'm self-employed/unemployed. Probably cut back on a few subscriptions.
We've got a copy over there that he left here if you want to take it. I'm sure Scott would be fine with it.
It's the exact. I'm glad you said that it was given to us because I think it has two big media company in it.
Oh,
So it
does
would
it?
have been like a
no.
Jace.
I think he left another one.
Really? He's like
there's two there.
He's
Yeah.
like the
New
Easter
one.
bunny. He's
Mate.
just leaving his books
Wait,
everywhere.
for someone who's all about, keeping the reins in, he seems to be just dishing out the papers.
Exactly.
So unemployed.
Unemployed? Yep. Thank you very much. Feels good. You guys are actually the biggest supporters of my unemployment.
Yeah. Look.
Is it fair to say you've been, it's probably more you because we've known each other longer, but begging me to quit my job for a long time?
I wouldn't say that.
You've made a mistake. Let's say that.
I mean, it's like,
You're not fully unemployed until you buy the BMW with the red seats, and then you've really.
Midlife crisis.
Yeah.
I think it's like partying. You like to do it with friends.
Yeah.
It's a bit negative.
Yeah. Junkies hang out with other junkies. You never see
As
one
Josh
on their
and I
own.
just saw when
Yeah.
we had lunch just before the show.
But can I walk on Victoria Street without flinching? I look like such a fucking baby.
He jumped.
I
These
jumped,
people
and they
looked
literally
at us
just turned
and he
around. I just jumped.
You should see the video of Josh flinching and jumping when we were letting off fucking
Confetti cannons?
Yeah, confetti cannons. It's like, what's going to happen, dude, but
Nah,
you
I'm
should
with
see.
ya.
Have
They're
you seen?
scary.
Did you see Carrie Bickmore get hit in the face with one? The little bit because that's a big thing in radio. I feel like they've got budget for nothing except for the paper shop where they get all the confetti cannons from. But there's actually a piece that I guess it was like all paper or some shit or like a metal bit in it, and it actually hit her in the eye. And so it was like they were celebrating. Oh, we're going to London, and she's like, trying to celebrate, but she had her hand on. It was a bit of a nightmare.
They're scary, those things.
Yeah, look, I wouldn't say I bullied you into it, but I would say that
You're a great supporter of me backing myself.
Yeah, I think you're someone with a lot of talent, and tides are changing.
Tides are changing. Well, this is to explain. When I spoke to some people on the phone after I decided to leave, I spoke to my mum, and she's like, "Oh, you're going to be okay with this? And you sure?" And yep, spoke to Dad, and he's like, "Yeah, good on you." I called Tommy, and I just went, "Tommy, it's done." And I just hear a roar of applause and screaming, and just
You're on speaker.
And it was
That's a notorious thing I also want to bring up with Tommy at some point, which is he's always on speaker. Like this, it was on a shoot the other day, and then I'm like halfway talking, and I'm like, you know what? I'm on fucking speaker. And then you seem like a dodgy cunt when you say, Am I on speaker? So you don't want to bring it up. Anyway.
Well, lucky I wasn't calling to go, Tommy, I've quit my job. It's time to get rid of Josh. I'm moving in. Let's take this thing.
So always know that, especially if Tommy's in the car, there's probably someone trying not to, because I get nervous. I'm like, I can't fucking move anything.
Yeah.
Tommy's bro Ant called up about some computer issues, and I'm thinking, I know the answer to this.
Oh, we were in the car though.
I hear Tommy fucking, that's what I'm saying. In the car, it's a big one.
Well, every time I call you from now on, I'm just going to assume it's on loudspeaker with lots of other people around. Just be like, "Oh, Tommy, just calling to say that everyone else in your life are just great, and I like them all."
To be honest, I won't do the handover. Like, I'd rather. There's some people that I literally like. Do you know who called me? Fucking BMac, our hype man for the show. Pick your game up, please. We need more hype. He called me. He's in the car with Warwick Kappa.
That's a good one.
And why? I mean,
he's a hype man.
He's a hype man. The hype man's hanging out with other hype men. Junkies hanging out with other junkies.
In true hype form.
Junkies hanging out with other junkies.
He was driving Warwick Kappa up to Shepparton to do an appearance at the nightclub where we did our live show.
How big do you have to be before you're doing it? Is there anyone that is... There's something about an appearance that's almost the end of a career, maybe.
Comical. Like the Jersey Shore people do it and have done it for ages. They make so much money out of it.
When you said he was driving Kappa, I went straight away. He was driving to some place for a cashier to turn up at a place.
Exactly. And next minute, Warwick Kappa's like, G'day, Kappa, how are you, mate? And I'm having a conversation with Warwick Kappa. I didn't fucking see it coming. I answered my phone thinking it's our hype man.
I mean, 3D Dill has no idea who Warwick Kappa is. Ryan, how would you explain Warwick Kappa?
He was one of the most flamboyant AFL footballers going around. He was known for his very short shorts. He was a ladies' man. He had long blonde locks with a mullet.
He made a porno.
He was on Celebrity Big Brother.
Yeah.
And he's been on that real low-level circuit of cashies and appearances for a long time.
Dude, I bumped into him at Tatura Pub outside of Shepparton. This was when I was on air there. Do you know I was on air in Shepparton?
You have mentioned it quite a fair bit.
Now
on the
he's
show.
been. Now you've fucking become insecure. I'm sorry I mentioned
No.
that.
I actually think
Why
it's
did you
funny.
bring it up?
Oh,
That's
someone-
what I was trying to work out something that Jay said yesterday, and I think it was something about the Shepparton
the
thing.
Shepparton.
Which
You working Shepparton? Yeah. Because we had Kroger, Crogga. How would you say that? Kroger.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Kroger listens to our show, and he said, it's like listening to mates, except one mate did radio in Shepparton and talks about it a lot.
yeah, it's like I've never
Although
had
to
a
be
mate.
fair, you often drop. I did digital with Fifi and Jules and stuff. So
Oh,
I feel
and
like it's sort
also-
of so-
If I mean,
SRC of the blah 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 blah.
potentially, there's a little bit of the SRC thing, but the radio thing, like I do, there is something when I was working.
Yeah.
The other thing is when you work in tech, it feels like wherever you've worked, like there's certain industries that for whatever reason it just ends up coming out more. And I think that I used to work at a tech company, or I used to work in radio.
I mean, these are stories. These are things that we've identified as part of our identity. And the radio stuff it's you. You've put yourself forward. You are talking about your life. You can see how it could eat some people up. Like I remember feeling a bit more fucking thinking that holding myself up with a bit more not self-worth, but like thinking not that I was great.
Do you think a bit of a top dog when you were doing radio?
I think part of it is I was so nervous. Part of it is probably insecure. Part of it is doing this thing I've never done before, and you start to think, what I have to say is important, which is bad, right?
Yeah.
Because I think I've done a shift where we do this show. You could think that we think what we have to say is important. We just have fun doing this. But I remember feeling like a bit of, people want to listen. Maybe it's a survival mechanism, to be honest. What do you think, Ryan? You've spent most of your adult life in radio.
and accountancy, as we discussed earlier.
Yeah, but you threw that out.
Yeah.
How long
just
were you
thrown
there?
radio out as well.
Yeah. Well, how long accountancy and then how long radio?
Including uni, like 5 or 6 years, but then working maybe 2 or 3.
Have you
Okay.
thought about doing media
But
accountancy?
radio.
Just very quick, the media accountancy. Would you ever do accountancy stuff for media companies,
although
like
I've
big
thought of
media
it
companies?
the other way around, in that I could host like on the business channel.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
great.
you.
Or like
What's the
Bloomberg
business-
or
What
something.
is the
He's the new
business
Tom Petrovsky.
No, he's fucking the new
Petrovsky.
Koshi.
Oh, new Koshi, that's
He was
it.
a finance guy, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He still is.
So radio-
Koshi's still
Yeah.
alive.
Yeah.
You've done how many years radio?
6.
And what do you think it's
6 and out.
What's it done to your
6 and out. I feel like you really thought
I
about that.
hadn't, and I just said that,
Really?
and I thought,
That's a thing.
why have I not used this
Yeah.
until
Yeah.
now? This is
That
great.
should have been a headline
That's
in
my
some
new,
form of video.
That's my new Instagram bio.
Exactly.
6 and out?
We're just getting started.
What do you what have you done? What's the self-discovery? Because I think it does raise people's self-importance, their view on their own self-importance in some respects.
Well, I always had this fear that I'd like run out of stories and run out of content. So I'd often just go out and go for a walk to like try and find something.
He quit his job because he
I finally run out.
and he needed a new one. So here's the story.
That's
Yeah.
literally like Seth Godin's April Fool's joke.
Oh yeah.
He ran out of, did a blog post, ran out of ideas, guys.
Yeah,
Which I think
that
is-
was one of the greats. I've still got plenty of ideas left. Don't worry about that. But yeah, that was my thing. So then when I'd go out, if something small happened, I'd always be like, oh, how can I embellish that or turn that into that 20-second funny thing into a 3-minute. So I was just constantly, and it wasn't about what I had to say, because only in the last few years I've actually been like opinion. Usually it's just like said telling stories or thinking of angles. But you do kind of get this sense of, because you're always sort of working. Even when you're walking down the street, you're kind of like, yeah, I'm on the radio and I'm sort of working right now.
Did
Like,
you ever
it's
think
weird.
you could do comedy?
I did stand up a few times.
Really?
Yeah.
How did it go?
Yeah, great. I loved it.
Like, was it open mic, or what was and was it part of a bit of shtick? Was it like Leon
No,
Shergren's
it was
becoming,
just,
you just fucking did it?
Just did it. Someone said I should try. I always wanted to try it, like a bucket list thing. And then I loved it. Like the rush is like when you come off stage and you've done a good job, it feels really good.
What gives you more of a rush, quitting your job or doing stand-up? Because it's a big rush. I remember my
Which one has more tears?
No, stand up was great, but why I stopped is because I was in Toowoomba when I started, and then I did it in Bunbury. But Toowoomba, I'd spend a few weeks writing a bit. I'd sort of practice to myself, try and remember it. Then I'd drive 2 hours to Brisbane, do my 5 minutes, and drive 2 hours back. And then I'm like, oh, I did all this work for 60 people in the audience. Whereas if I did the same amount of work for a video, 100,000 people could see it. So I was a bit like, and stand-up's a thing where you got to do it 4 times a week for a year to get good. And I'm like, am I going to drive to Brisbane 4 times a week to try a 3-minute bit?
Did you ever get into the scene? Were you like mates with the comedians or anything?
Yeah, well, I did a show at Sin about comedy, the comedy scene.
Oh,
so we'd have comedians in and interview them and stuff. And I'd interviewed Luke McGregor when he was working in superannuation and I was an accountant and we were both doing our side thing. And so I interviewed him on Sin.
What was he like then?
He's the same as he is now.
Really?
He's a legend. And then we used to, we'd interview these comedians, me and my mate Dave, and then we'd all go out and have dinner and beers afterwards and stuff. And it's crazy to see where some of them are now.
Is this Dave that I know, Dave?
Dave Warnicky.
Not Dave.
Not Dave Mason,
not Hughesy. Just Hughesy. Just bury the lead.
Going back to doing cash appearances and stuff, how's revenue going for the Daily Talk Show? Because I've got something for you.
Okay.
All right. Geez.
Well, I mean, the daily, specifically the line items of the Daily Talk Show, it's interesting at the moment.
I'm just going to look into the camera to say this because I'm going to rip this video later.
Yeah.
I've done the most embarrassing and shameful thing I've ever done in the last
Do you
few
want to do
days.
3 more different takes?
I think I'm good now. Because
Wait, just quiet so we can get an edit.
no, I'm good now. I'm feeling fresh.
Okay.
We're going
great.
to pick it up.
So
That's a good edit point. You found it.
Yeah, it was really good. No laughing because it's fucking hard to cut around laughs.
Have you guys heard of Cameo?
Cameo?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Cameo is, I've seen Christian Hull do it a bit, dressing up as Trish.
I think he said that he's made about, at the time when we had him on, $2,000 or $2-3 grand on it.
Oh, I didn't remember that.
So it's basically
Maybe that was off
But
air.
you need to be like it's you need to have a level of fame to
Yeah.
be
Be
able to
funny.
do.
not
I don't think you have to be
necessarily.
funny.
Just
Yeah.
no, I guess.
So basically, for people that don't know, it's an app where celebrities do cameos. It's often like birthday shout outs or a message from my mum or something. There's celebrities on there who name their own price.
What's the prices normally? What are we talking?
Some people were like season 3 of The Real Housewives of Atlanta, and they might be like $20. But then Snoop Dogg's on there, and he's like $1,500, and Charlie Sheen's on there for $500.
I know Chris D'Elia was on there for 50 grand because he was like,
Just taking the piss.
he was doing it for $1,000 and then he's like, fuck this. I'm going to see if I can get 50 grand for one.
And did he?
And then I'll donate some of the money. Well, he said, look, I don't want to
$100.
donate any, but I'll do some. Which is
So I've used it a few times. In my engagement video, I had iced tea.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
I was so confused. I was
Yeah.
like, what the fuck?
So I got that through Cameo.
yeah.
And I also have used it on my old radio show. Xavier's a big fan of this podcast in the US, so I got the podcast to like leave for Cameo.
This is great. Well, I remember back at like when I was a kid. She wasn't even a kid. I was 21. But I I had a plasma.
Post squeegee.
Yeah, post squeegee.
That's a good way to identify your times. It's pre-squeegee,
pre-squeegee or
post-squeegee.
post-squeegee. No, it's definitely post-squeegee.
AS. BS. Before squeegee, after squeegee. It's got that real biblical.
I do like that actually.
Link.
I can't remember what the fuck I was saying because it got me in the squeegee mode. Cameos a $5. So I did I had this girl from California. I paid her $5.
Can you look it up, Mason?
And you won't find it.
Oh, you took
I've taken
it down?
Which I can actually make it. I could make it public and we could, But it's a video of this girl saying, I just found this new website. It's called joshjanssen.com.
Can we put it in right now?
And
if we just click our fingers?
Mm-hmm.
Hey guys, Mia here. So I was surfing the web the other day at work, like always, because I was bored as always at my job. And I was trying to find things to make me laugh because I was stressed about schoolwork. And I came across this guy named Josh Janssen. I started reading his blog and I was dying laughing. I was literally like in tears in my chair at work. And we all know that it takes a lot to make me laugh because I grew up in a really funny household. My brother's really funny. My mom's really funny. My dad's really funny. And frankly, I'm pretty funny. So it takes a lot to make me laugh. And I couldn't believe the stuff he had on there. I was dying. Laughing, tearing up. And the best part was I was at work and everyone sitting in the chairs waiting to go tanning was looking at me being like, what is this girl laughing at? So I had to pull them behind the counter, show them how funny it was. And they're like, oh my gosh, this is so funny. And I just kept visiting his blog even when I got home. It kept me from doing my homework. I was up to like 3 a.m. doing homework because his blog kept me from doing my own homework. So if you are looking for a really good laugh or just a means for procrastination, you should check out his blog at joshjanssen.com. And for all of you who don't know how to spell that, it's JoshJanssen.com. And yeah, I just think he's really awesome. So you should definitely just check him out.
Done. What did you think?
That was unbelievable.
Ryan
has seen it. Guess the radio guy is. Just, if I can put it in, react.
What did you think of last night's Married at First Sight? Oh, can't believe it.
Can't believe that person went home. And so, so I did that and it was $5. It was great fun. So Cameo is like that, but with actual celebrities.
Actual celebrities. So I get this message from the head of Cameo Australia. They're just opening up an Australian office because it's a startup from Chicago. It's going great. And
I think she started following us on Instagram. I saw someone from Cameo.
Yeah, so Marina, she's the head of Cameo Australia. She messages me and she goes, Ryan, have you heard of Cameo?
Her last name is Cameo, Marina Cameo on
That's
Instagram.
probably just her thing.
It's probably requirement.
That's dumb. It's just her professional Instagram account.
Yeah, so Marina, she's lovely, but she's a bit delusional because she messages me and says, Ryan, I think you'd be a great talent to be on Cameo. And I was like, it sends chills to think that I would be in a celebrity category. And I think she's crazy because who's going to pay that? And I thought, the shame and embarrassment of my site being there, but no one's clicked like anything.
So you thought of your biggest celebrity mates and you're here now? Is that what's
but then she said, I heard you've just left your radio job.
6 and out.
6 and out. And I was like, it sounds a bit creepy and a bit desperate, but $20 is $20, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I signed up, and so I'm on Cameo now. So come and join me. But I said I'm bringing some people on board.
Yeah.
Is this like a Ponzi scheme? You're not getting some sort of?
It is. It is.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So
a bit of Tupperware and stuff.
Do you want to look up? Just Google Cameo, the Daily Talk Show.
Oh no.
Here we go.
What's he got there, Dill? Found anything?
I'm sure the website will rank.
Yeah, the website does rank.
Thank you.
Maybe go Cameo.
Wi-Fi is loading here.
Cameo.com/The Daily Talk Show.
Yep, it exists.
What? So can you turn around and show us?
There you
here we go.
There you guys
Beautiful
are.
Book
artwork.
the Daily Talk Show for free.
Does it
for free? No, so I've got to talk to Mr. 97 about this. We're gonna move that up a little bit because
how far can you go up from free? What do we?
We've been working on this for a bit. How many messages we got so far?
I thought it'd be a good idea to do some market research. So I put it out for free and we got 12 requests.
12?
Hang on, you were in on this too, Mr. 97?
Yeah. Ryan gave me a call and he told me about the
How
idea.
the fuck do you have Mr. 97's number? No one should be calling Mr. 97.
I listened to the Shameless podcast and I pretended I was a girl and I got his number.
Was he yelling, saying, sorry, man, I'm in industry right now. I'm just trying on some jeans. His mum, we passed over to his mum.
Who's that?
But when you say it's a Ponzi scheme, I sent my referral link. And I will be getting 5% of your take.
Everything.
5% of free. I can do the math on that.
But that's why I didn't know you were going to set it up as free. Because 5% of nothing, guess what? That's fucking still nothing.
How much? Who are these people? Can you see?
Yeah, so I've just sort of filtered through some of the spammy ones, but we've got one here from Bryce who wants some encouragement because he's going to Marine boot camp in 2 weeks.
Marine?
Yeah.
Actually, we can do that right now.
Can we just do it?
Yeah.
What does he want specifically? Any sort of?
Nah, just encouragement.
Okay.
All right.
Here we go.
Count us in, Ryan.
3, 2, 1.
Bryce. It's your boys,
Yeah,
TJ and JJ.
You're
I know you didn't ask for me, but I'm here for
right.
it.
Ryan's
the
here
guy in
as
the
well.
middle. Sorry.
You didn't ask for it. You're not paying for it either.
Yeah,
so.
exactly. This
Bryce,
is a freebie.
Thanks for reaching out to us. You're either a cheapskate because you won't pay us. I mean, we set it to free, but
No, let's keep it
also.
positive.
Yeah, he wants encouragement. Not
encouragement.
Okay,
Let's
sorry,
get-
that was the other one,
I reckon.
mate. You're off to the Marines.
Why do you get all the best bits?
Well, because you fucking aren't talking.
Well, because I was fucking leading. I was waiting for you to stop your trash so I could say.
Okay.
The Marines is a very important part of Australian society, and we thank you for protecting us.
Yes,
Yeah.
and as 3 Marines ourselves.
Yeah, we just want to say
I haven't worn a sailor suit since I was at the Peels.
best of luck. I don't think Marines are sailors, to be honest.
Are they?
I don't think they are.
Marines?
Nah, they're on like Navy ships and stuff.
Yeah, but
Sailors.
No, no. You can't. I mean, you've just said to me, stop using trash. Now you're trash talking him saying he's a sailor.
There's nothing. Sailing is an amazing sport. What are you talking about?
So most cameos go for about 30 seconds.
Okay. Can you cut that?
And most of them are paid. So
that's
he's
very-
got very good
Bryce,
value for money.
You get what you pay for, brother.
Good luck. I was
Yeah.
going to say my 5% doesn't come out of your income. It comes out of theirs. So you get 80%, I believe.
What
and
do
then
you-
Cameo gets 20%.
Okay, and then cameo.
yeah.
So you get 5% on 20%? No.
I get 5%
You get
on
5%
our 80%.
on ours. Okay.
Yeah, something like that. But it doesn't come out of your cut. is what
Something
I'm
like
saying.
that. It sounds like you haven't thought about it.
I mean,
I haven't. I just clicked, here's the link, I'll get a referral. But I didn't know it was going to be free. I thought, here we go. I'm unemployed and I'm just going to milk this gravy train.
wait, let's just do a 10-second version that's actually good
you
for
start
Bryce.
then. You start then.
Bryce, you're going to the Marines.
Mate, well done. It's going to be an absolute slog, but as they say in school,
We're proud of you,
Well,
mate.
you threw me because
Yeah,
you
'cause
sort
I'm
of,
trying to set
you
it
sort
up.
of
It's called-
implied you sort of implied that you were in the Marines again. I
It's
thought we
called-
weren't doing
He
that
gave you an
anymore.
alley-oop.
I gave you an
Mate,
alley-oop, dude. You
we're
could've-
proud of you, and as we don't know what they say because we've never been in it, but all aboard. Good luck. All aboard. I think that's good. All aboard. Good luck.
All aboard.
All aboard.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
great. I don't. Oh, we won't do the others, but
No, well, I got another good one because you guys cooked that. But this is pretty, this is pretty easy. Hello, this is from TAK. TAK.
Okay.
Hello, I'm not familiar with your show. Can you tell me a bit about it briefly and how to access it?
See, this is what happens when you put it for free. They just use it as a service.
Yeah,
oh, mate, if we can get
Tack's just
one
using
lister,
I know. Just go hide at thedailytalkshow.com.
Yeah.
Or maybe Tack tried that and it didn't work.
Yeah, maybe.
I've heard your emails down.
Yeah, it was a nightmare.
Everyone's talking
It's-
about it.
Yeah, it's back
should
up
we just
now.
read him our Insta bio?
Well, with Tack is
I can just read him our Insta bio. How
Okay.
about
I'm so
that?
annoyed that you guys have got more than me.
well,
What?
we're for fucking free. Not making any
So,
money.
g'day, Tack. It's Josh and Tommy from the Daily Talk Show.
With our good mate Ryan John.
Yeah, so we're actually doing the show right now. You can find us on YouTube. Our Insta bio, this is the description of our show. The only talk show for Gronks by Gronks. Great guests and banter. 7 days a week.
And relaxed combos as well.
We've taken that out, mate.
All aboard the Daily
All
Talk Show.
aboard the Daily Talk Show.
Yeah.
That could actually be good. Like, are there any radio stations doing shows from international waters?
Who did one recently? Oh, no, that was Dan Mace did a video about
Yeah, no, but
international
I wonder
waters.
if it's actually
Hamish and Andy has to have
no,
done
but
that.
like
Fred
not as a
Boddicker
shtick,
started-
not a shtick, but actually like it's a thing.
Fred Boddicker, who's been in Perth for a very long time, he started out on pirate radio in New Zealand.
So pirate radio is just like you are stealing airwaves or whatever to like push your show.
Well,
or
I think
something.
you can't have your station set up within the broadcast perimeter, so you just go out to sea just past it and then beam it back in.
I'm just going to do something
you beam it
that's
in.
never been done on this show. I'm going to the toilet.
Really? Oh,
Really?
this is very. And we're the ones that had a big lunch, but that's okay. I mean, it's convenient that we've got the toilet so close by.
So close by.
So the
Josh, how have you
accounting.
been?
Yeah, I've been good. The accounting thing.
Are you saying this as
So
filler?
rattled.
I'm not right.
You are. He's so rattled.
He's so rattled.
Broadcast, you got to be ready for
No,
everything.
I'm absolutely ready. I can hear his stream though, but
Can you hear that in the can?
Nah.
Because you can hear it in
that's
the
right. No, I
studio.
want to ask about the accounting thing. So the stuff that you learned back then, is it all still relevant now?
If I went back, I'd have to like brush up on a few laws and stuff.
So
But
you
it's
don't
good
have your
life skill.
CPA? Have you got?
No.
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 Did
but I
you?
could.
You
Yeah,
did.
I've done the subjects and stuff.
Okay.
But I'm not a CA
Okay.
at the moment. But I could. I'm not going to, but I could get back into it. But I think it's good life skills, finance and accounting and stuff. Because
So do you do your own accounting or no?
but more investments and then trying to work out because I used to give advice to rich people on what to do with their money.
Yeah. I was wondering when we should buy a house versus invest in like an index fund or something.
Is that what you and your partner are going
Yeah.
to
So Bree and I were talking about like, okay, we could either like buy somewhere. And so spoke on the show yesterday to Jace about this dream of living somewhere in Tasmania and being in
beaming
a
the show in.
yes.
But you love this place. Why would
I
you
love
not
it.
be
And
here?
also Bree was like, I got home at like 11:30 on Friday night and she's got the show on, which is never good. She had it on Sonos. And she's like, oh, all this talk about moving to Stanley. I'm going to have a studio. I'm going to be able to go
Yeah,
for a
it's
walk.
very you.
Yeah. Which I was just like,
I've just left my job for my partner, and I'm sitting here next to this misogynist piece of shit.
And me.
Why can't you say something funny when I gave you an opportunity? You just have to do it at my expense. What are you doing? You've got about 70 properties and no job right now. What's happening?
Just move into one of them.
I could, but then I'd have to kick the renters out, and the renters is paying the bills at the
Sure.
moment.
Yeah.
Okay.
It sounds really glamorous to have investment properties,
Yeah.
but it's actually like having when you think of it as
Baby
having multiple
stressed.
mortgages, it's a bit like, oh, you kind of, because sometimes you got to top them up. Or
Yeah, sure.
I just got a message before that the bathroom in Bunbury's, something's happened to the tenants.
Clogged it.
What happened?
This
Bruce
actually-
took a big
this like-
bog.
Bruce
this-
clogged
A
it.
big bog in Bunbury.
The girl who stays in my house in Bunbury, she
Is she a renter or just a
Yeah.
friend?
no, she actually rents it.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
And so she messages the real estate agent and says, there's something wrong with the hot water. You got to fix it. And I was like, there's nothing wrong with the hot water. It's fine.
Really?
Yeah. And then she's like, no. So what happens is after I've been in the shower for like 20 or 25 minutes, it's not that hot anymore. and you know, I've got the big tank, and she's
Yeah.
obviously grown up with the, fancy house
Sure.
with the Everstream, whatever those
So
new
you're the
ones are.
landlord that says, mate, shorter showers.
Well, here's what I said. I was like, no, I've got a tank, so you've just used all the hot water. That's how it happens in like 90% of houses. And she's like, no, trust me, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, all right, here's the deal. We'll get the plumber out, and if there's something wrong with it, I'll pay for the plumber and I'll pay to get it
Yeah,
fixed.
great.
But if he comes out and he just goes, you've just used all the hot water, just wait for it to refill, then you have to pay for him to come out.
Oh, you've turned this into some form of radio. So
Yeah,
now that you've
yeah.
left, you're like, how many
Oh,
radio?
this was a while ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you do
was
it on air?
Yeah. Yeah. And she's like,
course it
okay,
was.
cool. And then I just get this text message. And it's not like a dear Ryan, blah, blah. It's just a text message just saying, I've paid the plumber.
That's so good. I wonder how much it cost her.
Well, tradies, it's usually just $100 to rock up, right?
Yeah.
Which means it would have been $100 because he would have rocked up and gone,
Yeah.
you're a fucking
Yeah,
idiot.
sure. That's
I mean,
so
thank you
great.
for staying in my house and paying my bills.
Yeah.
I appreciate
Great job.
I mean, so what the difference between buying a place and doing like an index fund or something like that? What are some of the considerations?
Well, I'm not a qualified
That's
financial
fine.
advisor
I don't
anymore.
care. That's all right.
And I would like to point out, I didn't buy these places planning to be like a property investor. At the time, that's
You're
where
going to
I
live
lived.
in all of them? Oh, fuck, you did.
Well, I lived there, and I thought I was going to live there forever in Bunbury because I love that house and I
Really?
love Bunbury.
Where's Bunbury? Wait, in
About 2
WA?
hours south of Perth. Yeah,
I've been there.
it's beautiful.
Yeah, it's nice.
So
So you were almost trying to do what? Were you radio in Bunbury?
yep, Hot FM, and then
So
Bridget.
you thought you were going to be Bunbury FM for fucking, that was going to be your life? There's nothing wrong. That's not me being judgmental. I'm just curious.
Well, I think as Tommy would know from his time. Did you just Shepparton?
Yeah,
Yeah.
a couple of hours out of Melbourne.
Yeah. Small stint in.
Obviously, you have hopes and dreams, but the best thing to do for your current show is to just you just have to live like that's where you live. Because if you always sort of got one foot out the door or looking for the next
Yeah.
opportunity, you're not making the most of
You
where you are.
really committed.
I bought a house. Well, it was probably worked out cheaper than rent.
How long were you there? How many years?
16 months, 18 months or something.
18 months. So,
Yeah, so I
how
bought a
far
house.
in were you when you bought the house?
1 year. I renovated the house, and the day that it finished renovating was the day I moved to Canberra. So I never spent a night in it finished.
Ah.
Did
So
you
beautiful
renovate it?
Yeah, beautiful floors.
Like
kitchen,
actually
bathroom.
personally, like with like.
Oh, like I hired the
Yeah.
tradesman.
Okay. Well, that's what I was wondering because you
And
hear
designed
people.
it
It's
and
like
stuff.
you should buy
Yeah.
a place if you've got the skills to be able to do something.
Well, I didn't have the skills, but I had the time because I was doing breakfast, and then in the afternoon I had time
Project manage.
to go to
Micromanage.
micromanage.
Yeah.
But then he went to Canberra and then did the fucking same
Same thing. I was like, we're going to live here forever. This is great. Buy a house. And then I got the job in Perth. I'm like, oh, shit. And then, yes, now we got 3. That's
You
happened
bought
a
one
few
in
times.
Perth?
No, 2. Well, I got 2 in WA and 1 in Canberra.
Do you think?
I love the Canberra house. I wish the kitchen was.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah,
I've
I
seen the
love that
videos,
house,
the
yeah.
old looking stove,
Yeah,
but that sort of new.
like the New York
Yeah,
subway
it's
tile
sick.
sort of stuff.
Do you think it's a good investment? Apartments?
Uh,
An investment property. Do you think?
Because I think they're two questions, aren't they? Because I always think
I didn't
about
say- yeah.
apartments. So
Yeah.
that's one. So the apartments
if you're
versus
going to
the
live in
house.
it, it's a good investment. I don't know. It's just like this Australian thing. It's like at the end of the day, you've always got a place to go home that's yours.
Because Barefoot's advice is that they're not. I'm pretty sure.
Well, it depends. If you got a big deposit and you can pay it off well, yes. But if you're only just limping in with a small deposit, then the interest you pay is crazy.
Well, because it's crazy at the moment. Like you hear on the radio, it's like spend $2,000. like a $2,000 deposit
and get a 5-bedroom house.
Yeah, it's like a $350 a week.
Yeah.
And Bree's hearing this.
You got to live
like,
in.
what the fuck?
You got to live in. Craigieburn West.
Yeah.
Like you got to live far away.
But I mean, I guess that those, if it's a supply and demand thing, they're not going to be great investments.
But that's why he's saying that Barefoot's like buy your house, buy the place you live in.
Yeah.
Because you have to live somewhere.
And so what's the equation then? So if I was like,
buy a place you actually want to live in and get as big a deposit as you can.
So save up as much money. And so
what about if you have because the thing is that places that we rent, like Bree and I, like places we'll rent, they might cost more than what we'd want to fucking pay on a house. So I guess we just need to get cheaper tastes.
Well, or the bigger deposit you pay, the less you have to pay back each week and stuff.
Yeah.
Or make some money.
Yeah, we could fucking do
Make
that.
some serious
Get on Cameo and just light it up.
Nah, Mason fucked it from the get-go.
Oh, you can change it right. You can change it on the
I
app.
want some of that marine money.
I'll see you later then, sailor.
All aboard. Is that what I said?
You said all aboard.
All aboard.
Speaking of saving money, I'm about to embark on a bit of a money journey, a money saving journey.
Yeah.
That I think you guys might be proud of. It's cool. I sort of mentioned it to you at lunch when we were stuffing our faces. I was only me. Josh said he was healthy and said to me to tell you guys that he was healthy.
Yeah, this is the annoying thing. You go out for a nice lunch and Ryan's like, oh, we ate so much. Oh, aren't you so full, Joe? Like, shut the fuck up. Can't I just enjoy my food without coming back and having fucking 97 and 3D Dylan and TJ all projecting that they didn't have a nice big lunch?
No, I had a nice
I had a
lunch.
great lunch.
Yeah.
You smelled great.
Yeah.
What did you have?
It was like chicken with like mashed black beans and veggies.
I do like black
yeah.
beans.
So healthy.
Yeah, where's ours? Anyway, so your money journey.
So it's a saving journey because have you heard a lot of people say it's expensive now? Like F45 is $60 a week and there's all these personal training and it can be very expensive.
It's ridiculous, yeah.
So I'm going to get fit for free. Starting as right now, I'm going to lose a whole bunch of weight and get really fit using only introductory free trials at different gyms.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say you're going to start walking or something. But this is
only
good.
losers
Mate,
would do
I
that.
think our gym, Fitness First, has a 3-day pass or a week
I would
pass.
love to have someone to go with.
I'll come with you for 3 days.
Okay, perfect.
If you want to get fit for
No,
free,
but that's actually about all Josh can last. So
Yeah, no, 3
it's,
days is
3
perfect.
days is great.
Yeah.
When do you want to start? When are we doing it?
well, I'm starting now. Hence, without that not that big a lunch we had was one of my final ones. And I'll get you guys
One of my final ones. I've
Final
said
meals.
that a few times. One of my final meals.
But I wanted
And
to
then what
say here
happens?
to create some like accountability. And
Yeah,
that's what I was
it's great.
saying. I want to
Great.
film.
Oh, mate, I've said many things on the podcast. There's no accountability. Trust me.
Yeah, how's the 2019 goals going?
I don't even fucking.
How's
I
the
don't
book
know.
going?
Oh, I'm not going to say anything about it. But
He
things are
hasn't done a
happening.
page since that
Things, no,
Sunday night.
actually, things are happening, but I'm just not talking about it.
No, I appreciate that. It's
Um,
nice to not hear the talk.
Yeah. But most gyms, some have 3 days, some have a week. A lot of F45s have 2 weeks free trials.
Are they on to you though?
I've done it a little bit in Perth.
So they're on to so they're not. It's not in one big system just because they're.
Well, F45 are franchises.
Yeah. Okay. So they're.
And then most of them use the same app. So like I might come into these problems, but there's so many gyms and options and places that I could probably start a new Hotmail address if I had to.
So you're going to have to meet a lot of people.
Well, not really, because a lot of them you just sign up, then you rock up to the counter and go, hi, I signed up for the free thing. And they go, cool, in you go.
They're pretty good. Like exercise classes, Josh, I'll describe what happens in them.
Yeah.
You rock up and there's lots of people there and they're all doing their thing.
But everyone's
so-
talking like.
Nah,
No.
a lot of them are just going hard.
I've done lots of F45.
Isn't
you don't
it
talk to
weird
anyone.
though to think
No.
that like, especially, like I think I'm more comfortable exercising abroad than in my hometown.
What a story to tell yourself.
Well, the
'Cause you
problem with
only-
hometown
how
is
often do you
because like,
fucking travel?
well, like literally, you've got your fucking.
How
you
much
could be-
exercise did you do in your 3.5 months away outside of
I was
walking?
walking.
No, walking doesn't
I've
count.
walked a lot. I walked so
Exercise.
much. You couldn't even keep up with me in New York. That's how much I was walking.
Dedicated exercise, I'm
You
saying.
literally were like, "Look, can we get an Uber?" We had to get Ubers because you couldn't walk. You couldn't
Dedicated
keep up.
exercising.
How much have I done? I don't
I'm
actually.
just,
I did when Bree and I went to Cape Shank at the RACV club.
you went to the gym.
I went to
oh,
the
that's
gym.
right. Yeah, 4 months ago.
Remember, I did the photo. I sent you a photo.
So
Yeah.
why can't you exercise in your hometown?
Well, no. So the hometown thing, it's like you've got all your like. Imagine every town has essential services, like your policemen. You've got like police people. You got fucking everyone, and they've all got to go to a fucking gym. So you end up being around all the people that you fucking like
Mate, I went to the gym last night and I didn't talk to one person.
I think you've got
I
the
didn't need to-
gym
I didn't need to. Why
confused
did I
with
need to
a
talk to-
swingers night.
No, it's just like
I can't go to the gym because my local fireman.
No, but it's like but it's not even that. It's just
not
like it's just
Sleeping with Brian,
Yeah, well,
Cindy's husband,
No, it's just who's Brian? Cindy's husband.
at the swingers night.
Okay, you told a story. I was like, who's Brian? No, but I just feel like there's too many layers. There's too many potential people. Like there's too many like.
Yeah, you can see how he thinks your idea is a nightmare because you have to do the sign up process. I get it though.
No, it's not the sign up. Like admin's annoying, but the
People,
annoying
the people.
people.
You know what
like,
people go to gyms for? To work out, not to judge you. They don't care about anyone else.
Yeah.
You don't think about this. Do you care about anyone else in the gym? They
Absolutely.
That's
Have
why
you-
he has a
have
problem
you-
with it.
Well, I mean, you just have to go on people's Insta stories.
Yeah.
And it's like, I know that if I go to the gym, I'll be like, Tommy will film me doing an exercise. Like,
No,
oh my God,
never
can't
did.
you do the lat pull downs?
Never
Like,
did that once.
I know, but people do.
We
that.
went. We actually. You clocked up about 15 to 20 sessions.
Wasn't that many? I don't think.
15.
20.
15.
He's 10 to 15.
He's being very generous.
We could actually tell. We could actually tell if we go, and you can ask how many times have I come.
Swiped, yeah.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, fitness
So you're
first.
not
But
gonna
I
get
actually,
fit for
no,
free.
but I'm actually thinking in regards to gym, because I was looking up online those bike, like, I've got my bike, I've got a bike, and I'm thinking about getting one of the things that will then turn my bike into one of those Zwift things so I can ride the bike indoors.
You've been watching Maven's lives.
Yes,
With,
Cycling Maven, or Maven, yeah, as he's known now.
yeah. I mean, anything works if you just fucking do
And
it.
so then I was like,
you
you know
run
what?
on the
I've
spot.
got the
Running on the spot could work for you, dude. Like actually just
I reckon
one
it would
spot.
annoy the fuck out of you at the office if I ran.
I
on
don't
the
want you.
spot.
No, you couldn't do it here. We could
Get a
fall through
treadmill
the
in the
floor.
garage downstairs.
Oh yeah, you can do that. No, I've
No,
got
but
all
then we've got to buy
boxing equipment.
a
The thing
rowing
is,
machine?
so the barrier, it's just all about barriers, and obviously you don't see the different places and meeting people as a barrier for you. What's the
Well, I don't see exercise as meeting people. I can easily not talk to anyone and
Yeah.
just
Yeah,
do my
sure.
thing. Especially
AirPods.
F45 is so hard. Not like hard, but you're busy doing the F45.
and
you're not
puffing?
chatting.
Yeah, you're puffing.
Yeah.
It's
I
fun. Yeah.
get it.
And
I
then you just leave.
understand.
Yeah, everyone high fives at the end of the class. It's kind of nice.
Do you really
Yeah.
high five?
Yeah, it's
No,
nice.
you lost me. You said that there's no interaction, but
If
you're
I have
high
to
If you want a high
fiving.
five, you can. And I like a high five at the end of the
Well, you
thing.
have to high five. You can't go if someone is doing this.
No, but they
and
don't
you
need to
don't
do that
do
if
it
you look at
back.
them. People don't just walk around being like,
When do they high five? Like after each session?
nah, at the end of the whole thing. Because it's tiring.
Like,
and you
well
get to
done,
it, you're like,
guys.
good on, mate.
Yeah.
You fucking finished it.
Anyway, so you're living back in Melbourne now.
Yep.
Uh,
Getting fit for free because I'm unemployed and I don't want to pay.
Yeah, true.
So
What
when
do
is it starting?
I'm going to go to F45 Eltham tonight, I think.
Great.
Eltham, you're going to sign up?
Going to sign up, do a few times there, and then I'll head up to Stawell, up to the farm where Bridget is, and there's a couple of gyms I've been sussing out up there.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I'll have to move around a lot over the next 6 months because I can't just keep hitting up the same places.
Are you just going to say, hey, I'm just here for a trial?
They don't quit. Like, they don't care. It's not their gym. They're just like most of it's online, and you just rock up and say, I signed up, and they just go, here you go.
I just reveal myself too much. Like these things, just like I elevate. Like Brie and I were asked by somewhat like one of her work colleagues that when we were overseas to go into a chocolate shop and buy some chocolate because they wanted to taste this American chocolate. And Brie and I went into the chocolate shop to buy it. And I just like Brie and I were laughing about it the other day because it is pretty ridiculous. But I was nervous about them asking like, what do we do for work? And then Brie would say that she works for a chocolate company, and then they would find out that we're
Sampling
researching.
the goods.
Yeah.
I can imagine Josh getting his free trial, doing the fit for free, and they, oh, hey, just thanks for coming to the gym. Oh, I'm doing this thing for YouTube, and it's a scam, and it's a loophole. I'm never going to
Exactly.
sign up.
I would
be here.
actually I would sign up with all of them. I'd be like, you know what? This is costing me 10 grand a month. That's what would end up
That's going to
happening.
be the most awkward part is when they...
You're going to have to cancel it because they're going to take your card or no?
No, because usually they will call you
Yeah.
after your trial's up and
You're going
say,
to get a burner phone?
Yeah, you should get a burner.
should I get a burner? Yeah,
Just
I'll get
give
a burner.
Tommy's number. He doesn't give a shit.
But they always go, oh, how'd you like it? Oh, yeah, it was great. Love the facilities. We've got this special coming up. It's only this much a month. And I'm like, ugh.
Just say you got a job and I'm flying out tomorrow to live.
Well, how about this? When we were at the gym, I saw the guy that signed me up in the change rooms. And then while I was in the change rooms, I got a text message. His name was Tom. I got a text message from him asking how the gym was. I think it was just the timing.
Yeah.
But it fucking freaked me out.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck is this guy? He's just here. He's just texted me.
Tom the dirty dogs just sending a text
Automated
from the
message.
shit.
They do a good job. I got an automated text after my first F45 in North Freo, and it was like, "Hey, it's Dan. How was your first class? Drink plenty of water tonight. Hopefully see you again soon." And I was like, "How nice is Dan?" And then Bridget got the same one. And I was
Really,
like,
the exact same.
When I had my stripping agency, we used a company called.
Have you ever called an agency before?
Yeah, we called it an agency, stripping agency.
What was it called again?
Aussie Spunks. But we had this thing called Impact Data. A friend of mine, PK, used to work there. It was, text mail outs. You build out your mailing list plus text, and you can send out messages for events you're holding and shit. We could actually do that for the Daily Talk Show. Like a text message send out.
Yeah, it's old
more
school.
personal.
Yeah.
I got was it City Power? I got an email. Something happened where I got this text message from City Power, and then it was like some random, like, just letting you know there's works happening X, Y, and Z. And then next minute I get this Instagram message from this girl, and it was because you or Derek stuck a sticker, The Daily Talk Show, on a City Power pole. And
Are you kidding
she
me?
writes to me and she goes,
Why haven't you told us this yet?
No, get there. I'll get there. She messaged and she's like, look at Naughty. I'm going to, I'll tell my work on you. And it was just a joke. And then I was like, oh, also tell him to stop texting me. And then she messaged me back and she's, what do you mean? And I sent her a screen grab. She's like, they are from November last year. I don't know how you got that. And so
What do you mean? What was from November last year?
The text message. It was like,
you only just got it.
I only just got it. She's like, what? I don't know why you got that, but these text messages from November last year. So it had nothing to do. It just was a coincidence that I didn't even know she worked at City Power and that we'd stuck it on the pole.
But the sticker thing, like because all the fucking stickers have been taken down around Collingwood.
Yeah, that's the case.
Why?
Yeah, like I put them up, the dailytalkshow.com stickers, and they've been like, I was walking to work the other day, and you can actually see, like, there's a mark, like our adhesive has taken off the pole paint.
You got to get better spot, higher.
But so the question is, but why didn't you tell? So
it had nothing to do. She was just joking. She was joking.
But she doesn't know us.
No, I know her.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Are you scared that City Power is going to knock on the door and say you're bringing down?
No, nothing.
The bit that I missed was that you knew her.
Yeah, no.
I thought this random person found the dailytalkshow.com sticker, then found you as the host, and then reached out to you.
No. I mean,
Still
that was
good
wishful thinking. Yeah, it was just coincidental that I got a text. Anyway, thanks for coming on, mate. We'll have you back in now that you live in Melbourne.
Yeah, I'm just down the road.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes up on the farm. I'm 50-50, I think. So trying to work out where I live.
Well, it depends on which gym's going to give it. At the end of it, are you going to sign up with the gym?
Nah.
Are you going to use their showers too? Is this your way of saying you're just homeless? You're just gonna
Well, I am a drifter. Like, I'm 50% up on the farm.
Call it a nomad. Call it a nomad.
Yeah, don't say drifter.
No, I like drifter. No, and then also in Perth, I've re-signed to do the Spring Racing Carnival in Perth. So I'll be...
You're a jockey, right?
Well, hopefully I'll be thin enough to be a jockey by the time I finish with the free trials. But I actually did a video with some jockeys last year for the Spring Carnival and about what they eat on race day. And it is wild. Like, it's...
What do they eat? Nando's?
I mean, it's going to be short, so...
It's like
200... I didn't mean it like that. I mean, the list is going to be short. The list of food.
200 mils of water and an apple for 24 hours before a race.
Really?
And thinking how hard you'd actually work when you're racing to think you're on an empty stomach and dehydrated is like... It's gross.
Yes.
Yeah, it's not ideal. I wouldn't want to ride a horse.
Absolutely.
But also, I wouldn't want to ride a horse after a big lunch either.
No.
Just before we go, admin, what have we got happening, Mr. 97?
Are these notes for the show?
This was from yesterday's show, actually.
Okay.
Okay.
We've got Dan Dibbs.
Yes.
Rap.
Oh.
So here we go. So this is a hashtag exclusive.
Ryan, we got a message from a friend of ours who said, I got to be honest, I asked him to do it.
Did you really?
Well, I was like, I would love a rap. You know when you put something out there and you just see if it sticks? And I was like, oh, mate, it would be amazing if you like did a freestyle about it.
Are you the mate that goes to a friend's restaurant and says, oh, geez, I'd love some chips or something, like some extra. I wouldn't want a restaurant for that very reason. People asking for free shit.
That's the reason you wouldn't want a restaurant. You're the weirdest guy.
Anyway.
Would you want to do like... Just the pressure of
But the thought
who
of
do
opening
I
a
give
restaurant,
free,
that wouldn't be the deciding factor.
Yeah.
who do I give free meals to? Seriously. Are you going to have a wedding?
No.
Yeah, see why?
Actually, now I'm on your side because no, I'm not paying for anyone.
Yeah, well, you don't want to have to
Yeah.
fucking worry about who are you picking.
Anyway,
Is Josh and
I'm
Tommy
not,
coming?
I'm not having a wedding because I can't decide on a guest list.
Oh, really?
I just
That's
don't
why
like
Bree and
weddings.
I aren't having weddings.
it's because he's got 3 mortgages.
Yeah.
exactly.
He's not having
I
a-
don't know if it's in
Anyway,
Canberra.
I spoke to Hayden Dibb and I was like, mate, your brother, he's got some sick raps. I like him. You know, he's like a Logic. He's a bit like Logic. Anyway.
Logic is a rapper.
A rapper. Anyhow, I said when I was chatting with Dan, I said, mate, it'd be sick if we could get you should do a fucking rap for us. And he's done it. It's amazing.
Okay, so here we
Done it.
go.
You
So
press
this
play.
is an exclusive.
This is to take
Daniel
us out.
Dibb.
This is to take us
Or
out.
should we come back
No,
and
no,
comment
no,
on the
no,
end?
no. I think we don't. This won't take us out. We'll play it and then we'll do other
And
admin because
people-
there's so
people-
much
Oh,
admin.
do we have admin?
And people on
feel
YouTube
like
are just going to watch the 3 of us listen to it.
Absolutely, that's what the
that's-
show is.
Yeah.
Well, welcome. Here we go.
Yeah, welcome to the Daily Talk Show, a place filled with empty promises and gronks, but the love is all the same, bro. The #1 podcast in the world, if you ask me. You can stream it on your phone, laptop, or your TV. Yeah, so grab your tea and your coffee and relax, go get comfy. This the Daily Talk Show, 3D Deal, Mr. 97, and your host Josh and Tommy. Yeah.
Did he say hosts or hoes? But I mean, the one thing listening to music is very good. Daniel Dibb, thank you very much for that. Even though Tommy did a little bit of prompting,
Well, yeah.
it still required initiative in him actually
it's
saying
amazing.
yes
You
to
had
it.
to write that. That was great.
Yeah.
Thanks, dude.
No, Tommy wrote it as well. That's not true. No, the pressure of listening to music. We've had Josh Simons, a mate of ours who's big in the music scene. We're at his place in LA and he's like, do you want to listen to a track that I'm working on, I'm producing at the moment? He puts it on and he's just bopping.
Yeah.
And when you're in that scene, when you're listening to someone's music, the polite thing to do
Also
is
bop.
just to bop.
Yeah.
yeah.
And I just thought, fuck, I'm a bopper.
I mean, but it's in there.
just
It feels weird because it's not our world. Like, he's
Did
done
you bop?
Yeah, I was just like, this is sick. I was also.
We
a
meant
bit
to do it at
fucking-
like concerts and stuff too.
I was a bit happy from all those mojitos that we had.
Yeah, they were delicious.
Samosas. No, yeah, samosas.
Samosas, are they the Indian?
Or the something.
I was at a gig on Saturday night and no one was really dancing. Everyone was kind of just watching the band. And someone said to me, oh, that's a Melbourne thing.
What? Just not dancing?
Yeah.
Maybe I am a Melburnian after all.
You are, mate.
I know. Well,
Because I would have thought bopping was like normal. Like you're watching a band and you're like, yeah, this
Yeah,
is
just
cool.
bop
yeah,
along.
I
Bridget
think
was dancing and everyone else was just like not
Bridget was
hating it, just-
dancing
yeah.
on what? Like, is it like on the dance floor?
No, just like watching the band and just being like
what?
singing and dancing. What do you mean on what?
No, but I just
Anyway, let's
but
cut it
it
there.
feels like there's always like especially my brother used to play in like Ruby's Lounge in fucking
Ringwood?
near the basin. No, like I think it's
Yeah, that way, yeah.
and it's
Furniture Gully.
Yeah, Furniture Gully, exactly. And there was always someone who was just a bit fucking off their
Well, it
head.
takes one
and
to
they'd
start
be-
a dance floor.
Be like dancing like that.
One brave soul.
Other admin.
Yeah.
We got a message from Dill. A 3-dimensional Dill, not the actual 3D Dill.
Yeah, this is Dylan.
Fair.
He sent in a message saying, at some point we all forget to update our email settings. Don't give yourselves a hard time. It's no big deal. It's not like you did something bad like chopping your thumb off.
Yeah, this is Dill versus Dill.
It was kind that he just addressed it to all of us, not Mason.
Yeah. Loving the show. Can't believe you've done 400 episodes. Loving all the content from all the way in Ireland. So keep killing it, Gronks.
I still take photos.
Yeah.
Still takes photos. Is
Yeah,
his
yeah, yeah.
Insta.
Instagram. He does like amazing.
Stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know he did? I didn't realize this. I was watching a live stream of his. He did like 2.5 years of daily Insta stories where he would like completely like produce them and build them out.
Fuck
Didn't
yeah.
miss a single day.
Crazy.
Here we are. We're only 18 months in.
Yeah.
Any other admin?
Yeah, well, we got a message from Nicholas. Absolutely killing it, guys. One of the most genuine online productions out there as far as I'm concerned. #GronkOn.
Oh, that's good to finish on.
Yeah.
Is there any negative feedback?
No.
Yeah, we
Bury
dropped
the
that.
lead.
We dropped
Bury the
that.
lead.
Okay.
We drop it.
Yeah, what are those, the YouTubers? They do the diss tracks. How long until we get a diss track
Yeah.
that's not prompted by you?
I've got some admin as well, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah, no, hit it,
we
hit
love,
it,
yeah.
yeah.
What's your admin?
Guys, go to Cameo and look for the Daily Talk Show. And by the time you're watching this or hearing
No.
this, how much should we charge? Let's all decide now. How much we charge?
Mate, we're not worth any more than $5.
Yeah, I think
Let's go $10. Let's go $10.
Yeah, I mean, what's a credit card fee? Like, you
We'll
need
walk
to
away
consider-
with $2. It's about as sad as having a Patreon with two Patreons.
Definitely has
patrons.
that. Definitely has that vibe. It's a daily talk show. Ryan, John, where are people sort of keeping up to date with you nowadays?
Cameo.com/Ryan John. No, just Instagram or Facebook is where most of my clan is. So just search for Ryan John.
And is the podcast Life of Ryan?
No, that's on the bench at the moment.
Okay, that's fine.
It's funny how you guys were like video guys now doing a lot of audio, and I was an audio guy now doubling down on the video.
Yeah.
Did radio say, hey, you can't do a podcast for the next X amount of time or anything like that?
Oh, I don't know. That's actually a really good question.
I mean, read the fine print, bro.
Yeah, I probably should, but I won't be on the. Actually, I won't say anymore. But yeah,
it's the Daily Talk Show. Ryan, John, thanks for coming on the show. Hi at thedailytalkshow.com if you want to send us an email. Also, just take a screen grab, do an Instagram story. Ben Fordham did a Instagram story, which was
Shout out to
lovely.
Ben.
Even hashtagged Gronk Squad. He knows what's up.
He hosts the Ninja Warrior. I would love to see you trying just to hold yourself up.
The funny thing is,
on the first obstacle.
Because Bree and I were watching it last night, and there's literally one where you have to hold on to a pole and just turns. I was like, I said, that's so fucking easy. Like I could do it. I actually could do it. That's the one thing I could do. Hold on.
It's also the
Just
one thing
fucking hold on.
One thing you
Right, just to go through. Let's call Ben Fordham right now. He just started on Sydney Live 2GB.
He's afternoon show.
I've actually been listening to it.
Let's call him out. See if
Absolutely not.
get
It's a daily
you onto
talk
the
show.
Ninja Warrior.
We'll see you tomorrow, guys.
See you guys.